This is, I'm gonna have so.
I'm excited.
Each slide you're gonna have to. I'll present and then you'll have to make an opinion.
Comment.
And
Okay.
it's gonna be great. Okay. So I've got 10 opinions here, and it's Brandon's extremely unpopular opinions. And when I say extremely unpopular, we're gonna start off extremely strong.
Okay. Wait. Before you move on, I already have a comment. Is it ranked in order of most unpopular, or is it just kind of generally 10 things?
It's not ranked, but I try to put up the more unhinged or ridiculous one in the beginning. So we're starting off really strong. Here we go. Taylor Swift is overrated and MGK is more talented.
Ooh. Okay. All right, go.
Hold on, I gotta keep going. So my opinion, I'm a big MGK fan, and I understand a lot of people are not MGK fans for several reasons. One or the other, him switching from rap to punk rock, whatever you want to call it, or any of his relationships or his personality, whatever it is. But I am a huge MGK fan. I've been a huge MGK fan since he did his, not even albums. It was more of his, I guess, can't even think of the name of it right now, but like Lace Up and things along those lines, which were albums, but are also not really albums. And I think Taylor Swift is overrated. That is my opinion. And they're both really popular if you look on like Spotify or just like celebrity musical people that are around. That's my first one.
Okay, so I am not a Swiftie by any means. I think this podcast could be defined as Taylor Swift haters. So I definitely think she's overrated. I mean, anyone at that level is probably overrated, right?
Because they're so highly rated kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't, like, they're not underrated. So.
Is she like Chick-fil-A? Is Taylor Swift like Chick-fil-A?
Probably.
Taylor Swift's like Chick-fil-A. What a statement.
But like, I don't know. Her music doesn't hit for me, and that's fine. But to say that Machine Gun Kelly is more talented is a crazy statement.
The reasoning,
that is a crazy statement. Like, I'm not saying that Taylor is like a crazy talented artist either, but like more talented is too far.
You ready? I'm gonna explain why. So if you look at kind of the definition of talented, can Taylor play an instrument? Taylor has shifted from, I guess, country in the beginning to more pop music, so she has also shifted genres. But I don't think the swing is as big from going from rap music to being a punk rocker. Also, if you look at the stuff that they post on social media, their style, whatever it is, as far as like their presentation and ability to get themselves out exposure-wise, Taylor Swift doesn't really have to do much, where MGK kind of is this, I think enigma is the wrong word, but overall, if you look at just capabilities, like number of capabilities, I think he's more talented. Not specifically his music is better. I think he's a more talented person.
I think the one point of Taylor Swift doesn't have to do anything to get out there is you're only saying that because of now.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay,
she's like, it's taken her, 20 years to do this? No, not 20 years. Like 15. So the build. All right. That was interesting.
Next, here we go. I told you they're extremely unhinged.
There's something. Okay.
All right. So in the picture I have here, I have Arnold Schwarzenegger flexing with Chris Bumstead, two very prominent and different era bodybuilders. And I think if Cbum could teleport back in time and compete against Arnold in the same competitions, I think he would win. And I don't know if that's even a conflicting argument. I know there's the back and forth whether Cbum has a better physique versus Arnold has a physique, but I think if you win back in time, I think Cbum would win.
That's so interesting. Honestly, I was just looking at the Photoshop job. I'm kind of impressed. It's pretty impressive. Anyways,
I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I thought you did. I don't know anything about like physique type competitions. I've seen the occasional World's Strongest competition where they like throw the like balls over the like line and they do the deadlift thing, but like what do these type of contests entail, or do you even know?
What you got with Arnold back in the day, those guys were still using steroids. And they're still using steroids just like they'd use them today. And the guys there, like Cbum is in a certain uh, weight class tier. I can't even think of the right word right now. He is in a certain spot where he competes. There's actually a higher level where the guys are even more massive. Like they're insanely big. They're ridiculous. But if you look at Cbum physique wise, he's definitely leaner. He's got if you like look at his abs, his midsection. If you look at his legs, there's more vascularity and size to it, and his calves and things along those lines. And when you look at the comparison, it's because of the information they have now back in the day and what they were able to do conditioning wise. So it's kind of like, I mean, if you just look at it, if you had an alien come in and like, all right, look at this. These are the parameters of what is supposed to be the best as far as the physique goes. I think Cbum wins. Even though Arnold's great, he's like he is the golden era kind of man.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Cbum. Here's another picture.
Go back.
Oh, here's another picture. Hold on. This is
okay.
Upper body.
Well, I just wondered, like, how do these people buy clothes?
3X shirts.
Look at that. Like, go back. Look at that guy's thighs.
Yeah.
He's not wearing anything but shorts year round.
Yeah. He's huge. But yeah,
like,
I think Cbum
how
would
do you
win.
get pants for that? You can't.
Siri, go away. All right, next one. There we go. I can't remember the order I put these in now. I knew those two were in the front. I have no clue now. Soccer is way more challenging than American football as a sport. I feel like I give football a hard time, but and I know I am a soccer athlete, and I understand the difficulty of football in a lot of ways as far as competitiveness, as far as what physically it takes to actually get tackled and do all the things you need to do in speed-wise, blah, blah, blah. But I think from a skill set standpoint, if you were to compare the two, you can be really, really athletic and do pretty decent in football. But if soccer's skill set is so high to play with your feet and be able to do those things on top of the fact that you also still need to be really athletic, I think soccer is more challenging than football.
I'm gonna always fighting back on your points. Not that I really care about football or their skill tier or whatever, but one thing about football that is highly, highly underrated, American football, is understanding and reading defenses and offenses and offensive sets and offensive everything. Like, so a quarterback being able to read the defense and understand where to throw the ball is like a very underrated skill. Memorizing an entire playbook to be ready to go at any moment is definitely an underrated skill. And yeah, I just feel like football, those aspects of football, I feel like do not get talked about enough. Oh,
I'm just making sure. When I'm sharing that screen, do you also still see me recording on the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure it's not all. Okay, I'm going back. Okay, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Go back to. I got this. Boom, we're back. Okay. Yeah. No, it's like looking at skills. There's in the quarterback position too, and all the other positions. You can also throw that in there. I just think skill set wise, there's a difference between. You got a mental skill, physical skill. I just think soccer's more challenging. Going to the next one. Boom. Doesn't matter. My opinions. Here we go. Next one. This is a wild one. I edited this one a decent amount. Parks and Rec and The Office are not really that great in the sense that they're overrated. And I also put in here, without a doubt, especially if you're old enough and you should be able watching the show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is way funnier than both of them.
Yeah, I think I would agree that It's Always Sunny is funnier. I mean, I like Parks and Rec and The Office though, so I'm not going to agree with that.
The cat's got his socks on. I don't even notice that in the picture over there. I just think Parks and Rec, I can't stand the main character. I've tried Parks and Rec a ton. There's stuff about it that I do enjoy, but I just can't do it. The Office, it's got good parts. Actually, I did see a really, really funny Office clip today. I don't know if you've seen this part of The Office.
Say it.
When I think his name's Stanley. When Stanley, they're he's out of the office because he had surgery, and they're like, oh, he's coming back. We gave him a welcome card back, or a get well soon card back, and he wants Jim to sign it, and it says get better or something soon. Hopefully you keep your mustache, something along those lines. And then they're all like, he doesn't have a mustache. I'm like, does he have a mustache? Yeah.
And they're like debating.
Yeah, that's really, I like that. That was very well written.
There's a lot of deleted scenes that are getting released, I feel like, on TikTok specifically. And I've seen a lot of scenes that I feel like they definitely should have included, but whatever.
Yeah. Does he have, then you start thinking, wait, does he have I was like, he definitely has a mustache.
He has a mustache.
It's a prominent feature of his face.
It is.
Yeah. Next.
Oh God!
I've said
this should have been your first one.
We're not going to spend a ton of time on this.
Should have been your first one. This should have been the top craziest one.
Doritos dipped in ketchup is amazing. Now hold on, let me keep going here. Doritos dipped in ketchup is just, I love Doritos dipped in ketchup. And notice I put a massive bucket of ketchup in the picture here because it's not just a slight dip; it's like a salsa dip kind of thing. I love the saltiness, and I've recently, I guess, I don't know, 6 months ago, there was a Good Mythical Morning episode, and they were ranking the best Doritos. And I've always really liked regular ones. Then they have the, crap, I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Chili one.
Yeah, the sweet chili ones are really good. And then they have the Cool Ranch hot ones that are really good. But there's one that they even said was better, and it's the Tapatio hot sauce flavored ones that I've only figured out you can get them at Walmart. So I had to go to Walmart this past week, and I got some. And then I was like, you know what? I wonder how these taste in ketchup. And dude, the Tapatio Doritos, if you've never had them, try them. Not saying you have to dip them in ketchup, but they're so good.
You make me sick.
Yep, you can't even argue this. It's just my opinion. So we're going to go to the next thing.
So bad.
This is very important. We talked about this a little bit before, but Thanksgiving food is way overrated. It's actually one of the questions I put that we're going to have for the game today, and it'll be interesting to see how many people agree with me. I'm thinking it's not going to be a ton, but Thanksgiving food is way overrated.
Yeah, probably not. I would like to redact my statement about celebrating Thanksgiving. No need for Thanksgiving decorations.
Why is that?
Because they're all stupid.
Yeah. Did you start looking them up? They're
turkeys. I looked up a couple and I went, oh man, that's not very fun.
Yeah, so. They're just like turkeys and stuff.
All right, guys, as a podcast, we're going to have to find another holiday to celebrate that people don't celebrate. Okay.
Yeah. Different.
So leave it in the comments or just message Brandon about which holiday you would like to celebrate more than is currently being celebrated.
Yeah, a holiday that deserves more decorations. Yeah,
decorations is key. Decorations is key.
I'm making the apple sheet pan pie for the Thanksgiving get together, and then Lauren's making like 3 things, so it's gonna be good.
I don't know. Erin asked me. She said, "Do you want to make something?" I went, "I'll make something, but I need someone to tell me what they want. I don't want to just make something and then show up." So,
yeah. I hear you.
Anyways.
All right. I don't even think this is a bad opinion. I think this is just something I wanted to put in here, and I wish it would change. The Super Bowl should be on a Saturday. Like, what are we doing? Why is it on a Sunday? I kind of
agree. It's on Sunday because everything else. That's it. Football is Sunday. Sunday is football. You know what I think we should actually do? Because this is not going to happen. The Monday after national holiday.
Yeah, people have talked about that too, but I think it would just put it on Saturday. I mean,
yeah, but they're not going to do that, man.
I know.
They're not going to do that. It should be. This is a correct opinion. I think this is your first correct opinion.
All the other ones
should be on Saturday.
Disagree. Next one. I don't even know how much I've left. Oh, you'll like this one too. I think Avatar: The Last Airbender as a cartoon should be considered an anime because it's not, because it wasn't originally a Japanese manga or Japanese, so it's not considered an anime. And I think if it was considered an anime, it would be in the top 3 best anime of all time.
I feel like it just depends on who you're talking to. I am not an expert, obviously. I've seen like 2 animes. But like there are a bunch of tropes in animes that this would 100% break. Like a lot of them. Like the talking to yourself thing, like I don't know. There's a lot of tropes I feel like that it just doesn't have that maybe people would be upset by, or maybe it would be considered revolutionary. But I don't think it should be considered an anime because of what you said, where it wasn't made in Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
But if it was considered one, I do feel like it would be a top one. I know I just said that there are tropes and stuff, but
Yeah.
I feel like it would be maybe not top 3, but a top 1 to people because of the way it breaks tropes, which I know is exactly opposite of what I just said, but
yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. There's a lot of tropes and stuff in anime, and some of the tropes kind of get, I don't want to call them annoying. A great example.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
A great example would be the character that's always just like super over the top in love with someone, and they're always like, "Oh my god!" Like that trope can get annoying. And there's a character, his name's Sanji in One Piece, and I'm watching, and in the anime, he is over the top. It kind of gets annoying after a while. It's like, okay, we get it. But when they did the live action one, they did it in a way that's less just like in your face and kind of just like smoothly,
more subtle.
Yeah, it just gels into it. But I know it's a trope. It's a part of what AMA is, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then also, this is super interesting, but it goes along the lines with like anime and people just really loving certain shows and certain characters and being passionate about them. But then someone else can be like, that's not true at all. You're stupid. You're dumb, kind of thing. There's a guy that went to an anime convention and he had a sign on with the tier lists, like S tier, A tier, B tier, and a bunch of squares. And he's like literally wearing the sign in an anime convention. And then he had a bunch of like the main characters. So he'd go up to someone and be like, all right, you can draw a character.
They would,
yeah. And they'd rank them. And then when you got further on, you either could draw a new character or move a character.
That's cool.
And by the time we got to the end of it, there was certain very strong prevalent characters in anime that got moved down to like F tier and people trying to do their stand. And then immediately after someone moved them. So like, I think at the end of it on this one, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon was F tier, which is wild.
That's crazy.
Goku from Dragon Ball Z, F tier, again wild. And then like Luffy from One Piece, it was all these, but it was a fun video. I enjoyed it. But people are very passionate about those shows, which is fun. Are. Yeah. All right. Next. These two are the worst of the popular Christmas movies. So I've got Home Alone and A Christmas Story. I think of the popular ones that are out there that people watch every year, I think these two are the worst ones.
I can't really blame you. I mean, I think A Christmas Story is so bad now because of the 24-hour thing.
What do you mean?
Every Christmas Eve, they have A Christmas Story on like national television for 24 hours straight.
Yeah. There's just
it's overplayed and it's overdone and it's blah 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 and it's just, I do think it is outplayed like a lot now.
I think one of the reasons I dislike it so much is there's certain parts of that movie that I don't know, they make me feel uncomfortable. I don't like it, and
I think I think that's kind of the point. It just feels like this weird, not like bad nostalgic vibes.
Yeah, and then I watched it in school all the time. I'm like, I'm in school watching a Christmas movie, and it's not fun enough. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just definitely not one of my favorites. But then people could say that about the Grinch with Jim Carrey. There's certain parts, and I get it. Like when he's the little Grinch, he's kind of creepy. But if you watch it when you're a bit older, I don't know. It's fun. So I like the Grinch. There's a second one coming out. It keeps popping up on my feed, whether it's a lie or not. It's the Grinch 2 is coming.
What, the Jim Carrey one?
Yeah, allegedly there's a second one coming.
I don't believe that. I feel like Jim said he hated it enough.
Well, yeah, because he was in makeup for he was in makeup 8 hours a day. All right, this one's probably not as controversial either, but I think
I don't know, dude.
Okay, well,
say it out loud.
Okay, I think that volleyball is the best sport to watch on TV in comparison, or even like going to a game in comparison to other sports, because of the amount of just like one play, next play. It's just, there's constant action. And especially in the girls' games versus the boys' games. The boys' games, sometimes they're hitting the ball so hard, there's not as much defense. In the girls' games, the defense is a bit higher, so there's a lot longer rallies, and it's just go, 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 go. I think volleyball is definitely one of the best sports, if not the best sport to watch on TV in comparison to
No, make a
football,
stance.
baseball,
Make a
soccer.
stance.
I
Make a
think it is.
stance.
If I had to pick a sport in which I was going to watch on a consistent basis, I would pick volleyball over any other sport.
Okay. I would kind of agree. It's pretty hype, honestly. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's like sometimes Erin will turn on a game and it's like on, she's watching it, and then all of a sudden I like look over and I see something cool, and then I'm looking over more, and then I'm just on the couch watching like 5 points later because I get into it.
Did you watch the UFO game?
Yep, we were watching that together, and I was so into it. And it made me upset.
Yeah.
You know, here's what I'll say, and no one influential enough is going to watch this, maybe. I don't know. But I am upset with the lack of volleyball score coverage on sports apps. Okay, and let me dive into that some more. So I have a couple different apps that I keep track of, like sports news, sports scores, a bunch of different, like whatever sport. Women's college volleyball is not one of those sports on any app.
Really?
Anywhere. Yeah. It's terrible. No one has it. Okay. I mean, the growth in the sport this year is crazy, and I hope eventually apps will have it. But I feel like it is such an entertaining sport that it should be worth like having that on an app.
Let's see if I just Google college volleyball scores, what happens. Okay, it takes me.
You usually get NCAA.
Yeah, it's right there.
And they're terrible. They're, you know, they don't look good. The UI is really bad. The updating sometimes is slow. So
I wonder when UVO plays again, because they actually, I mean, it's right now to get in. Okay, they play Georgia Tech tomorrow at 7. So okay, because they really need a couple things to happen so they can get in the top 4. So they'll actually play somewhere near Louisville. This is close to the end of here. What we got? Maybe that was the last one. I think that was the last one. There we go.
All right.
That is Brandon's opinions of opinions.